This is actually an interesting conversation that's a bit drifted from demos and stuff like that. More on how we in Coralogix, based on over 5,000 accounts that we're serving today, see the observability maturity and what's the journey that customers go through and whether we can strive to do something that's great for observability. So a little bit about us. We founded 2015, launched 2017, serving over 2,000, and actually thousands more than that. Raised about $300 million so far, running multi-cloud, serving different companies, different sizes, industry globally, serving them with full stack observability, logs, metrics, traces, APM, database monitoring, SIEM, realism monitoring, etc. What's special about Coralogix, open standard end-to-end from the collection to the queries, but also our unique capabilities, whether it's queries or our interface, compliant with the highest standards all the way to FedRAMP, and a true partner to our observability clients. So we provide 24/7 support under a minute response time that we commit to. We provide a technical account manager to every account, and we manage our accounts in a way that has no overages and no surprise bills. What we've identified over the years in Coralogix is that companies typically categorize to 4 types of maturities when it comes to observability and how they're monitoring their systems. Number one, the basic level is what we call telemetry, is just collecting the data and being able to visualize that data. So we saw that in recent couple years, everyone are pushing towards open telemetry. They want to have an open standard. They want to collect all their data with a single collector and not have a vendor lock. So open telemetry, and then comprehensive log collection from devices that don't allow you to instrument open telemetry or third parties. Then obviously standardization of these logs, collect infra and custom metrics. Custom metrics are a critical component. We see a lot of products that focus on the infra level and really limit on the amount of custom metrics that you can put because it's expensive, because it's slow. At the end of the day, we see that companies want to understand what is the user experience. How is the user doing, not how is the service doing or how the machine is doing. So custom metrics really allow us to measure the business logic metrics and not just, is my machine healthy? Because we don't need healthy machine, we need healthy customers. And then obviously cost control is critical in compliance. This stage is where about half the companies are stuck. They didn't get this right. They don't have proper collection. They're stuck with a vendor. They have costs that are going out of control. They have compliance issues, data localization, retention issues. And this is a very big problem to solve, and everyone are trying to solve that. We think that open telemetry is going to open up a very interesting opportunity there for companies to really scale in. The next level is what we call engineering intelligence. Engineering intelligence is how we take all that data and serve it to engineers to improve productivity. How do we make sure that people track their data properly, that people are able to understand their services, their machines at the first level, and be able to understand every interconnection within their service and own their service. Ownership is a big deal in engineering. We have hundreds of microservices today. It's not the monoliths that everyone cared about years ago. There are some very small services that people own that are responsible for critical components in our system, and we have to make sure that we have proper ownership and people care about the health of their service, and that comes with what we call engineering intelligence. The next level is the cross-service transactions. How do we map the critical transactions in our services? How do we make sure that we understand what are the most important workflows that our customers go through, that our system performs, and track them with priorities, with linked customer impact, with proper alerting, with a way to even understand them and create responsibilities with cross teams that understand how a transaction is made. If I take a simple fintech example, from the API call, through the billing, through the invoicing service, how do I define this as a critical workflow? How do I track, alert, and how do I create responsibility within the teams to handle these things with urgency, depending on how important the business impact is? And then the last bit that very rare companies reach is what we call business level intelligence that's extracted from observability. How do we take observability information, which is the highest volume, highest variety of info that we have in our organization, and turn it into something that helps us make data-driven decisions? So how do we tie production operations to revenue? How do we make sure that whenever there's a problem, we understand that our executives understand the issue and not just ping engineering every 5 minutes asking when it's going to get resolved? How do we drive customer engagement by understanding their behavior, their experience, their cost, and how much problems they're causing us? Sometimes a single tenant can be an issue for a big company that's running multi-tenancy. How do we create better customer engagement through observability information? And if you think of the amount of dimensions we have from observability on any user action, whether it's logs, metrics, traces, WAF, data, CDN, we can actually categorize every single action multi-dimension and engage with the customer in a much smarter way than BI. And then, of course, shorten release cycle to get better velocity. And this is something that we don't see a lot of companies managing to do that. Create ROI from observability. Observability tools are extremely expensive. Now, ROI goes two ways, by the way. We need to lower observability cost for tools, which is huge for some of the products. And we obviously need to up the level of value that we're creating from them. Coralogix helps with our engagement level that we provide to our customers. Coralogix helps each and every step of the way here with our customer-facing DevOps teams, helping with instrumentation, OTEL workshops, helping customers define the architecture for data collection, with our engineering experts and technical account managers, mapping out the business, understanding what services needs to be monitored, how do we define alert, how do we migrate whatever you have on your current tools when you're consolidating to a single platform, and then how do we work together with the Coralogix distributed tracing capabilities to understand critical workflows, map them, define the Coralogix flow alerts, which are sequences of events across data types to really alert on those business logic transaction and not just singular events. And then obviously for business insights, how do we use Coralogix complex event processing with Data Prime, which is kind of a flat SQL query for logs and metrics and traces that does a lot more than the standard syntax is. How do we build the automated reports that Coralogix is able to send into the executives within the organization to drive action and keep them informed? Those are all things that Coralogix helps. And then we define 7 steps towards success together with the customer, create the commitment on both sides, allocate the resources, build the map towards success, and then do touch points every couple weeks to make sure that we're on track to take a service by service and run it through the entire maturity model from telemetry and engineering intelligence, production intelligence, and all the way to business level intelligence. Once we do that, we start iterating. There are always new services, always new challenges. We iterate together with our customers to push everything towards the maturity and show proper observability ROI. Lower costs on your observability tools and higher value from them. That's all. Thank you very much, everyone.